Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Going On Daily Live. I'm your host, Becky, back after 2 weeks almost?
Yeah, it's been a while, hasn't it?
Wow,
You were in
yes.
Vegas and all, and
Yeah, and then
and then
just too much stuff coming up this week. And it's funny, actually, yesterday after I dealt with my kids' stuff, I get in my car, I look, it's not even 8 a.m. And I was like, dang it, I could have done it. But
yeah, but I had to go see the almighty doctor yesterday, so
mhm.
he wasn't very happy with me.
Oh no, why
Yeah.
not?
Blood pressure through the roof, the blood sugar and all that crap.
You just
So
need a little bit of a jog or a little walk and you're good. Oh, Hugo's here. TSA give you problems? No, definitely not. I don't look very suspicious. Do I?
well, they probably have you on some list that, they
I
gotta watch
know.
out
That's
for
what
you.
my husband said. So when
Yeah.
we were leaving Edmonton, I had whispered to him as we were getting to American Customs, I was like, hopefully they don't find the drugs in your bag. And then he was like, what? Why? And then we get to the customs and then they take me for like a special. So they like search my whole bag. They're like checking my laptop, making sure I don't have whatever drugs or bombs or chemicals on it. All was good. But yeah, I had to take everything off, like my shoes, my hat, like all the things. They wanted to inspect me.
Yeah, I've been told I look like a terrorist. So, so if I'm always checked.
What does
I'm
a
always,
terrorist even look like,
I
people?
don't know. I
I
don't know.
know.
But,
Weird.
those are the compliments that I got from mom. So, so
Oh
what does that
gosh.
tell you?
Yeah, right. Pleasant.
You look like a
Pleasantly.
terrorist.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, thanks, Mom.
So, yeah, it's like, all right, it is what it is. So, but you're here,
I'm here.
so we didn't have a show yesterday, which is, rare occasions that,
Yeah.
things pop up,
Hmm.
and something happens with Restream or something.
Yes, that's
So,
usually it. Technical difficulties. But we are here. The show is working today. We are live. You can check us out on all of our platforms like Facebook, for example, type of Rhode Island Broadcasting or our iBroadcasting. And of course, support the show with some stars. They're only a penny. Keep the show going.
right.
You can watch us live over there. You can also check us out on YouTube at Rhode Island Broadcasting, and you can subscribe over there. I don't think you can support the show over on YouTube, but you can follow it or subscribe, which is
Yeah,
okay.
you just
We like that.
follow and share. That helps too.
Totally. Of course, you can watch us live on Twitch at RI_broadcasting.
Oops,
And
sorry.
over and over there, you can support the show with bits. Again, they're only a penny.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's it.
and like I say all the time, if you put 2 cents in on bits and two for stars, then we both get to put our 2 cents in. So
Right. If you put your 2 cents in, we'll even let you pick the topic one day.
yes, we can do
I
that.
mean, within reason. It could be
Yes, of
weird.
course,
Obviously, we're not going to do something real
of
weird.
course, family show
Of course. And
most of the time.
yeah, right, unless Martin's dropping F bombs. And finally, Patreon at RI Broadcasting. Get yourself some swag, a mug. Look how nice that mug is.
I love this mug. I love
Check
it.
us out over there. Follow us, subscribe to us, help keep the show going.
Yeah, so I had to lay off the orange juice this morning.
Oh,
I
why?
figured I'd do my doctor at least one day without the sugar influx. So I
I
went with
mean,
tea, which is
you
just as
just
sugary, isn't it?
I feel like you just don't want to start your morning with all that sugar, because you're spiking it after being fasted overnight. So it's better to start it with something a little heartier and then work your way into the sugar.
Sure. After the
Sure.
show, I'll have a bowl of corn pops or something.
Corn pops. No, you shouldn't have that in your house at all. Absolutely not. What you need to do is make some bone broth. Drink that in the morning. It's very
Yeah,
good for
I
your
don't know if
gut.
I can do that.
No, it's so good. I
Yeah.
love it. Normally I have that. He says some.
I can't drink meat.
I can drink meat and it's delicious. Okay, so I'm back on a carnivore diet, just so everyone knows. Uh, my body does very well on a carnivore diet. It feels good. I am like such a inflamed person. My body hurts all the time, and I know it's from the junk I'm eating. So I'm back on a carnivore diet. I'm on day 3. I'm down 4 pounds in 2 days because like my body was so inflamed. It's just like de-swelling.
Jesus.
I'll let everyone know how it goes at the end of the month. I'm already sick of meat, just if anyone is wondering. Carnivore diet is all meat. I'm sick of it. So,
See, what they need to do is need to make good stuff cheaper.
right.
Because it's sad when you can go to Wendy's and get a biggie bag for
Literally.
$5
Yeah.
and you can't make a meal at home anymore for $5.
No, definitely not.
It's like it's just like, could you go get eggs, and by the
Mhm.
time you're done with the eggs and say like an English muffin or a whole wheat bread or something like that, or whatever you're trying to do
Mhm.
to eat properly, it's too expensive.
Mhm.
It's too expensive.
I know. You may as well just go to Wendy's, who has a delicious breakfast, by the way.
They do have a great breakfast,
Like that
actually.
croissant with an egg on it. Stop it. So
I
good. And
like the
those weird little
biscuits
hash
because
browns.
their biscuits they're excellent.
I don't know if I've had it. Biscuits aren't like a huge thing in Canada like they are in the States. I feel like
Mhm.
biscuits are, especially in the South, where my family is, biscuits is the
Yeah,
thing. But in Canada, like, no, I've had
yeah.
them, but it's not a staple of our food.
What do they have at Timmy's? That's the
Bagels,
most popular thing. Bagels.
bagels, muffins, croissants, wraps. I get the farmer's wrap, which is like a tortilla, egg, bacon, and then this like spicy sauce, like a
It's
creamy
got to be
spicy
better than
sauce.
those Dunkin' Donut wraps because those are pretty. They sit like lead.
Well, I mean, I never feel good after eating it again, having food sensitivities. Like I eat it, I want to die after. So speaking
Yeah.
of Dunkin', in the airport in Vegas coming home, I saw Dunkin' right at our terminal. And I thought, everyone talks about this iced coffee. It's delicious. You can do it, whatever you want with it. So I didn't know how to order. And I was just like, okay, I'll get an iced coffee. I was excited. It was so gross. I had to get rid of it. It was literally just coffee that was cold. And I know, I get it. Iced coffee. That's literally what it is. But that's what it was. And I was expecting it to be a lot sweeter. When I order an iced coffee from Timmy's, it's like sweet, delicious. It's like pure syrup.
Oh,
So I don't
it
know.
doesn't
This was just a cold
surprise
coffee.
me. I mean, look, I used to like honeydew donuts better than Dunkin'.
What's that? Honeydew donuts.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Honeydew donuts is not doing as well as Dunkin',
Okay. Interesting.
so you don't find it everywhere.
Right. You guys have that
But
Krispy Kreme too.
yeah,
Mm,
Krispy Kreme's
mm.
pretty good.
Yeah, we just started
Krispy
getting
Kreme,
them.
Krispy Kreme is dangerous
Very much
because
so.
their donuts go down so easy.
Hmm.
You by the time you realize it, you've already eaten like 6.
Yeah, I agree. They're so and when they're still warm, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Not a
yeah,
donut fan, but that I could eat a lot of.
mm, right.
So Hugo says a lot of time it's the employees that suck at making drinks and food. Yeah, I agree with you there. Like there are a lot of days I'll order an iced coffee and I'm like, this is so nasty. And then other days I'm like, oh, this is the best thing I've ever had. So yeah, kind of inconsistent. It should be the same though. I feel like there's spec when it comes to making stuff at restaurants, but I guess not. Honeydew is a Rhode Island and Massachusetts coffee shop. Okay, that makes sense then. Honeydew. Well, I guess I'll have to go if I ever come down to Rhode Island for our live show.
Oh, that would be great, huh?
Wouldn't
That's when
it?
we make the big bucks.
That's right. Us in person. All right. Well,
So we need a lot of you to send in some bits and stars.
don't just send in 4 bits, send in 8 bits, okay? All
There
right,
you
let's
go.
get into this here. I wanted to do a Vegas segment, having just been in Vegas. Well, guess what? With the first thing that popped up when I typed in Vegas, more bombing. Well, I don't even know if it is a bomb now. Now I'm confused. So I've read a
Just a
couple things.
crappy product.
It's an ugly product, that's for sure.
It is. It is. I don't think it's very nice looking at all. It's
Oh, it's
not like a
horrible.
Hummer looks really good,
Yes, it
right?
does.
This, it looks like somebody took a
I
dump
know.
on a DeLorean.
That's true, hey? You know what? Remember when VCRs were a thing and VHS,
Yeah.
and you'd have like the special rewinder? My dad had a car one, and that's what it looked like.
Oh
It's like the
boy.
car of the future. I just
Yeah.
don't get how
Part
they
of the
call this a
future.
truck, but what do I know? Okay, so there's footage going around of a whole row of Tesla vehicles exploding into flames. Um, Now, this is likely some sort of political statement against Elon Musk. It's so funny how everyone loved an electric vehicle until Elon Musk decided to, you know, become a Republican. And now everyone is like, blow up his, I was going to swear, blow up his stuff. So that's very interesting. But the thing that I'm seeing now is that someone's saying that they were actually lit on fire. But it says that the FBI's Joint Terrorism Task Force joined the investigation after an arsonist used a Molotov cocktail to firebomb 5 Teslas before firing rounds into the burning
Who
vehicles.
has money for this?
Literally, they might, you know what? That last one that blew up in front of Trump Towers was a rental, so it must be. But like, surely you have insurance that has to cover it. Like, you don't just get off scot-free with
I don't
this.
know.
And at the end of the day, like, you literally bought a Tesla vehicle. So, like, I'm sure Elon is real sad about this.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
Like, you
If
bought
you
it. Yeah.
buy it and you burn it, he doesn't care. He
Yeah.
just made a fortune off of you.
Yeah, literally. Okay. But to further this, it says it happened at a dealership.
Oh,
So now it's the dealership's cost. But again, insurance people. Do you think?
yeah, no, they're insured for that. That's nothing for them.
Yeah.
But that is clearly not accidental.
No, not a Molotov cocktail, that's for sure.
No, clearly
There's
not.
nothing accident. Oh, I was
No.
just holding this beer bottle and it accidentally got filled with like gasoline.
But see,
and
now
like,
you're crossing over into a higher dollar value for these cars. So you're going to get more years when you get caught. I mean, eventually they're going to get caught because
yes, it's
there's
grand
cameras
theft. Or no, it's
everywhere.
grand whatever it's called. Yes, I agree. So it says that the suspect is unknown, but they were seen at the crime wearing all black. And they also managed to burn 2 out of 3 cars while damaging 3 others. So 6 cars were in this. I don't know.
That's
The
got to
video
be well over $1 million.
totally,
You got to think.
totally.
You know,
That's
it's got to be over $1 million in damage.
$1 million
I mean,
in damages is a lot of jail time.
Yeah, and you know, it's because it's like, even though it might have only got 6 cars on fire, but it might have done some damage to the nearby cars.
Yeah, literally.
Like literally melting the plastic off of this thing because it's
Mhm.
not built out of metal.
Mm-hmm. I
So,
know.
I've seen the test between them and Ford trucks, and Ford trucks win.
Yeah, of course. This isn't a truck. This is a weird Hot Wheels.
Yeah.
I know. It's strange. I mean, as ugly as it is, they don't deserve to be blown up, okay? Like, nothing deserves to have a Molotov cocktail thrown at it.
I'm still, I'm on that fence about Elon Musk.
I don't like him.
I mean, I don't know if I like him, but I like some of the things that
for sure
he's trying to,
yes.
In some way save the planet. He's trying to do that.
I appreciate that. He creeps me out. Like, I look at him and I'm like, ooh, like I don't like things made of robots. Okay. I don't like AI. I don't like that automating everything. I don't like stuff listening to me all the time more than it already is. Okay. Like, I'm not into that.
Right. There's fine lines and all these things.
I don't like that dude's got like 25 girls knocked up. I think like he's got some, I don't know, some family issues there for sure. I don't, I don't like that. it's interesting the connection him with the Trump group. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about all of it. I don't like him though. But again, do I go and blow up his stuff because I don't like him? No. This is what's driving me crazy. It's like people didn't like lots of the presidents, like
Almost all of them.
yeah, exactly. Like Joe Biden, probably the worst president you guys have ever had. Did anyone go try to blow him up or something to do with him? No. Obama, Clinton, Bush, like all terrible. Did anybody blow them up? No. So like,
I
I don't
just
know.
love the fact
I'm
that
over
they
it.
praise like JFK, and he was not a good person.
Right.
He was cheating on his wife all the
For sure.
time,
But
and
he
it's like,
was standing
come
up
on, we're
against
all
the
the same.
CIA. He was trying to expose some things. Like, obviously, no wonder the guy died. You can't
Trying to
expose
expose something.
anything against the secret services without dying.
Look, I look at it this way. The last good president we had was Abe Lincoln. That was
Yeah,
it.
really.
That
I
was the
know.
last one.
Either way, like them dying, them being blown up, there being, a political
Yeah.
upset like this is not like, what are you doing? Like, this isn't going to make
I think
the,
the whole world is a mess right now.
well, I agree
In
with that. Yes.
every country has problems with politics.
Yes.
Everyone.
Absolutely. Yes. Canada takes the top of that one. Canada and the States. So, anyways, back to this. It says that the officers in Las Vegas said that the word resist had been painted on the door of the facility with 3 gunshots also fired into the vehicles. So,
Mm.
resist. So, I can just see them. They're like Antifa. They're like, resist.
See, I don't like all the violence.
No,
When if you don't like,
literally.
look, it's simple. If you don't like a product, don't buy it. If you don't
Mhm.
like a person, don't associate with them, or don't
Like,
vote for them. You
straight
know?
up, if you don't like it, you can leave. You have the freedom in Canada and America to
Yeah.
leave. If you live in a
Rosie
first world
O'Donnell
country,
left.
where does she go? Does she come here?
I don't know. I mean, does
Gross.
it matter where she went?
It does if it's in my country. Just kidding. Just kidding. I actually never had anything against Rosie O'Donnell in her like younger state. Again, you know how I feel. I don't like when celebrities talk politics. Like, shut up and mind your business. Your job is to act.
Just act. Just act, please. Stop talking and just
Just-
act.
Well, like, just don't bring in your political views because it's like nobody's business but your own. So, like, shut up.
Yes.
That's what I don't like. Um, but yeah, I liked her as
Good
an
morning,
actor
Kyle.
back in the day. But anyway, whatever. So
I don't
there's
know.
it's too early to call this an act of terrorism, but it definitely has the hallmarks of a political agenda.
Domestic terrorism. That's probably what it is.
Exactly.
It's a soft form of domestic terrorism.
Well, that's just it. It's still terrorism. You're blowing something up because you don't like the politics of it.
Right.
It's still terrorism. Doesn't matter if you live in America.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter if you're not a Muslim, right?
Yeah.
Like, literally, it's still terrorism.
Now,
Says
what
that,
happens if some blind guy was walking by when it went
yeah,
off?
literally. Maybe they did it in the middle of the night or something, or before. It
I don't know.
says that Elon Musk actually responded to this on his Twitter or his X, saying this level of violence is insane and deeply wrong. And it is. You're right. Again, you like them, you don't
It
like them,
is. He's
whatever.
right.
Get over it. This is no way. The tolerant people, you don't like mean words, and yet here you are blowing stuff up to get your point across. Like, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Kyle's here. He says it's happening all over the country. I'm not surprised by that. That's wild. What a wild time.
Yes, it is.
Anyways, let's get into your topic. Maybe it's a little more pleasant. Scorned. I don't even know what that means.
Oh, yeah, that's much more pleasant.
Doesn't sound it, but we'll see.
So Peter Wolf, remember Peter Wolf from Jay
Mhm.
Giles band?
Mhm.
Probably one of the best front men in a band ever. One of
Mhm.
the best,
Yeah.
right? I mean, this guy, you know, um, led the way, with all those old songs like Love Stinks and Centerfold and Freeze Frame,
Mm-hmm.
the whole bit, right?
Freeze
Well,
frame.
he's got a book coming out.
Oh, an expose.
Yeah, so Waiting
Love
on the
it.
Moon. Actually it might already be out. It might be available now.
Hmm.
So Martin, read this book and let us know about it.
You could also read this book and let us know
Yeah,
about
I
it.
could,
You
but like I
could.
feel like my schedule is so packed. I don't have time.
That's
I
fair.
have no time.
That's totally fair.
Um, but there was an excerpt from the book, and he was telling this story about I guess he was dating at the time Faye Dunaway.
Okay.
And she was doing a movie at the time with Jack Nicholson,
Mm-hmm.
Chinatown.
Mm-hmm.
Great movie, right?
Okay.
So one evening, Jack Nicholson invited Faye Dunaway over to his house to rehearse lines.
Oh no.
So she
Whew.
brought Peter Wolf along, to tag along, and there were
Mm-hmm.
other people at the house. And then as the night went on, everybody left except for, Faye Dunaway and Peter Wolf.
Okay.
So Jack Nicholson invited her upstairs to
Oh
rehearse
geez.
lines,
Without
and
him.
they left Peter Wolf downstairs in the living room area.
Tell me why she went. What kind of a
Um,
girlfriend goes?
yeah, I don't understand why you needed to go upstairs to rehearse the lines when you can just do it right there. It doesn't matter if Peter
Yes.
Wolf is there. He's
Right.
not going to interrupt,
Yeah. Weird.
right? So they go upstairs, and a few hours pass.
A few hours. Okay. All right.
Few hours pass. This
Hmm.
is quote from him. A few hours pass, and he starts calling for her.
What is he just sitting there waiting? It's not like he had
I
cell phone
guess.
back
I
then.
mean,
What was
this
it?
is late at night now. This is not.
Late
This
at
is.
night in like the
He sees
80s?
the sun starting to come up, and he starts calling for her, and then he calls for her louder. There is no response. So he gets upset, and he describes this as, I know what's happening up
Yeah,
there.
of course they're banging it out.
I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure
No,
that out.
definitely
So
not.
what does Peter Wolf do? He takes Jack Nicholson's coffee table with all the books on it and drops it into the pool with all the books, all of it,
Wow.
drops it into the pool. Then he gets a chair, throws the chair in, and it settles nicely right next to the coffee table so it looks like somebody would sit there. So he decides, oh, that looks good. So I'm going to take the other chair and I'm going to put the other chair in there.
Oh my
Doesn't
gosh.
come down yet. He calls for, sternly, probably yelled.
Hmm.
Um, then he calls a taxi and goes home
Yeah,
because he
as you
doesn't drive.
should.
So he doesn't drive. So,
Hmm.
so
Well,
he,
that's probably responsible because he's probably messed up on drugs at this point.
yeah,
If
probably,
you're up till the
probably.
wee hours of the morning throwing coffee tables into a pool, you're on drugs.
Yeah, so he does that and he leaves, and I guess they broke up
Yeah,
for a
naturally.
little while. But then they ended up getting married in 1974, and that lasted 5 years.
Oh, okay. Oh, so this is like this early 70s that all this went down.
Oh yeah, this is before Centerfold came out,
Mm,
and Jay Giles' band was huge.
right.
So she was asked several times by a bunch of magazines at the time, and people did an interview with her, and she said no. It was just strictly platonic, and he was with Angelica Houston at the time.
Right. Well, where was she?
So I don't know where she was, but she was probably doing a movie too.
Like, was she cool with Faye Dunaway being
Well,
upstairs
that's just it. They
rehearsing it?
probably just said no, nothing happened. And you know
And
damn well something happened.
and how big is this house? Like, you don't hear your boyfriend screaming to you to
Oh
come
no, I'm thinking
downstairs?
they did hear, but they were too busy.
I also think the balls on these people to do it, to have an affair while your boyfriend is downstairs. Like, they
Yeah.
obviously thought he was like real messed up on drugs, probably wasted.
Yeah.
He's not
And
even going
didn't
to
care.
notice. And then to the wee hours of the night. Ah, man,
Yeah.
Hollywood is a weird place. It is a weird place.
So, I gathering this, there's going to be some good stuff in this book.
Hmm.
There's going to be
I
some
think so
good stuff.
too.
I like Peter Wolf. I loved his voice. I think he was a very creative singer and performer. I mean, when you think of some of the songs that they used to do, like Whammer Jammer and stuff like that,
Hmm.
and Must Have Got Lost was one of the best when it was live. Oh my God, what a great live song. So, he's got a lot to say. I'm sure he's seen a lot.
I'm excited. Usually, when these celebrities come out with a biography
Oh,
or a
there's something.
book, it's usually pretty awesome. My dad reads a lot of them. And they're always, he's like, I can't even believe like the stuff that these guys go through.
Yeah. So I'm sure it's going to tell the breakup of when he left the band and stuff like
Yeah,
that. And I'm curious as to that because he only had just small success with one album
right.
when he left the band. And it's too bad because that was a great group. That was a great group.
Mm-hmm.
Did he cry wolf?
Because his last name is Wolf. Hugo,
Mm,
not your best.
no, that
Not
was
your
not
best
good.
joke. I actually liked it though. Cool. Yeah, that should be a good book. I'll tell my dad about this. He'd be all into that. Is it called
Yeah.
Scorned? No, it's just he's
No,
scorned.
no, it's Waiting on the Moon, and you can get it at Little Brown.
Little Brown, probably Amazon. I'm guessing.
I don't know. I
Okay,
don't know.
very
It
cool.
had Little comma Brown. I don't know what that is.
That sounds like authors or publishers, maybe. I don't know. We'll look it up. We'll figure it out.
Maybe it's Brown Little. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. All
I have
right.
no idea.
Well, it sounds like a decent book. I would read it for sure.
Yeah.
If I had time to read. Let me tell you about these cute little guys behind me here.
Oh yeah.
We're back on the
I
fish
love it.
somehow. Fish are just so fascinating. So I don't know. They keep coming up. So this is the dwarf pea puffer. I thought the name was so cute. I'm like, I have to do something about these little guys. They're also called a dwarf puffer fish. It's probably the cutest freshwater fish ever. Like, look at it. Look at his little face. Look at the one that you made here.
Oh, it's
He's got a little
freshwater.
smile. Yeah, he's freshwater.
Oh, so you can actually put this in like a little tank in your home.
Totally. And you don't have to go into the scary ocean to get it. But
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
look at this guy's got a little smile on him right there. How cute is that? And even these
yeah. I
guys
know.
behind me are like adorable.
I know. I mean, he's so animated in that picture. I couldn't help but take that one.
I know. It also says that caring for them is very straightforward once you know what to do, and their active behavior actually makes them very fun to watch. So that's pretty cool. And you can get one and you can make it your pet.
Oh, sweet.
Yes, it does say that making or having one does require you having a strong understanding of the species. If you do want them to thrive in your tank, I mean, it would be a shame to, bring in a fish and have it die on you.
Yeah.
Um,
Why would you want it not to thrive?
well, yeah, exactly. I don't know because people are garbage. So,
Well, this is true. This is
so,
true. I mean,
so
we've
the
seen all the animal abuse stories. We've
Yeah,
had
literally.
several of them on this
I
show.
can't even get over people who do that. Even to fish. Like I don't want anything to hurt. Like I love meat, obviously, carnivore, but like the thought of someone having to kill it for me to eat it is like heartbreaking to me. So,
Yeah.
I just quietly eat my meat and try not to think about it. So, excuse me, it is, as we said, a freshwater fish. It's native to the southwest parts of India. So you're obviously having to bring this in. If it's your pet, you've brought him in. He's made a trek across the world to get there. Some of its other names are the dwarf pufferfish, the pea pufferfish, and the pygmy pufferfish. Isn't that cute?
So there's some that are really, really small.
Yeah, like it says that you can find them in rivers and lakes in that area of India, such as, and I'm going to butcher the names of this, Chalakudi River and Lake Vembanad, obviously. Now I'm picturing like things
I
I've
can't
seen
even
of
tag that if I
Indian.
wanted to.
No, literally. But I'm picturing like bodies of water in India, like the ones that I've seen, and they're disgusting. Like it's not fresh water, it's like sewage water.
Yes, it is. It's pretty gross.
Yeah. One really sad thing that it's talking about here is that the species is actually declining due to overfishing. So it's obviously making it
Oh,
harder for them to live in their natural
people like
habitat. That
eating
makes me
these
sad.
things.
I don't know. I haven't gotten to that on here. Hopefully not. But you never know. It's not in Japan.
I mean, it's a puffer fish,
Yeah.
so I'm guessing yes.
Aren't they poison though, the pufferfish?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm thinking of
That
that
I
one
don't know.
Simpsons episode where they're out for sushi and they're like, fugu, and they're like, oh no, poison, pufferfish, poison. I think I'd have to ask my husband. He's like the
Yeah, but I
Simpsons
think
freak.
you can remove the
I
poison,
think
and
so. I think you're right. Creepy.
I
Anyway,
wouldn't risk
so I would not risk it to eat one. No.
it. No,
Maybe to have it as a pet, but like it's not like I touch it with my hands. So they
right,
eat
right.
everything in some countries. Kyle says yes, 100% right. It's actually savage, some of the things I see people eating online.
Especially in Asia. Asia, they'll eat anything,
Really?
literally anything.
Yeah. I remember this.
Yes,
Maybe this doesn't paint me in a great light. A friend and I were in Calgary, Alberta, and we were at this smoothie place, and it was an Asian smoothie place. And you got to pick which two flavors of fruit you wanted in your. And I like sour. I'm like a sour. So my friend had like a watermelon, whatever. I had passion fruit and green apple because they're both like super sour. And the girls working go, ugh, green apple and passion fruit. And I was like, oh, something wrong? They're like, oh. And then she says to the girl in the back, green apple, passion fruit. And that girl goes, gross. And I'm like, are you guys kidding me here? I said, some of the food you eat is so disgusting. And yet I'm gross for putting two different fruits together. Like, that's what I said. And they were just like, oh, went back to making the smoothie. I know. Anyway, just a little
I
bit of.
mean, a green apple kind of goes with just about any fruit, to
I
be
know.
honest with you.
I know. And passion fruit, it was so sour and it was delicious. So good. Okay. Anyways, back to the pea puffer fish. They can live for 4 to 5 years. So not a super long lifespan, but I
Oh,
mean,
good
that could be
for a
4 or 5. I mean, it's like if you have a goldfish, it's not lasting 4 or 5 years. It's in your
Look, if
bowl
you
for
last 4 or 5
2 months.
days.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Obviously, their lifespan does rely on a mix of genetics, quality of care, things like that. If you don't provide them the care that they need, though, the chance of them hitting 5 years is slim, obviously. Like any animal, really. If you don't take care of it, they will not thrive.
No.
So, this little guy, as adorable as he is, he has a really unique look that led to the origin of his name. These tiny little fish that look like a chunky swimming pea. Look at him. He looks like a fat pea. I love
Yeah.
it. Their bodies are thick and dense, and the front starts off, slightly pointed, as you can see at the mouth, and gets thickest near the middle of their bodies. Then they taper down to their bums, as you can see there as well. I'm trying to see if there's anywhere that says like how long they actually grow to be, but I don't think I see anything here. It says, oh no, I do. I found it. Oh my gosh. You will not believe how small this is. 1.5 inches long, fully grown.
What?
Guys, that is this big. That is so cute. Look at him.
Wow.
So he's actually bigger on my screen than he is in real life.
Yeah.
Adorable. Yeah. It says it's basically unheard of for these fish to exceed this size no matter how good their care or genetics are. So that's pretty consistent how big they're going to get.
So there's going to be no horror movie in the near future of the killer pea puffer.
I don't think so. I think it's more just like the humans killing the pea puffer. I think that's the horror movie.
Yeah. Well, the humans are the horror of the
of
globe.
most animals. Yes, I agree. So now, if you do want to have one as your fish, you're going to need a 10-gallon tank. Do you guys have gallons in this?
Yes.
In Imperial? Yeah, okay. Yeah. So 1 liter is oh yeah, you do. That's what your gas is in. 4.5 liters is 1 gallon. So that's about 45 liters. So 45 jugs of milk. is like the best way to describe it, right?
Yeah, so you're not going to have this little bowl.
No, you're definitely not going to have a bowl. You're going to have a good sized tank for it. You want like 20 to 30 gallons if possible. Like 10 gallons is like the very minimum that you should have, but 20 to 30 gallons is better. Going that extra mile with them and providing them the extra space will make a big difference in their health and quality of life over the years. So, I mean, again, if you're bringing this guy in from India, why not give it the best life you can? Especially if you've got a big tank already, it's perfect.
Yeah.
So, if you plan on keeping more than
And if
one
you really want to
puffer,
have fun, throw a piranha in there.
no, it's terrible. If you plan on keeping more than one pea puffer fish, you need to add an additional 5 gallons for each. So let's say you have 20 gallons for one and then 25 for
Oh,
two, 30 for,
so you
so
can only
that's,
have one in a 10-gallon tank?
yeah. And again, 10 gallons is like the minimum.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. The
So
water,
how is something that's so small need that much room?
yeah,
I
I don't
mean, what do
know.
you do they need a mansion to live?
I think so. Like, wouldn't you want a mansion to live in?
Well, yeah, I would,
Yeah, I
but
mean, like,
you know what would be pretty awesome though?
no.
If you had like your walls were made into a like fish tank kind of thing,
Yeah, that would be cool.
and then they can swim all around the house.
That would be awesome.
That would be pretty cool.
Like a catio outside, but like for fish inside, like a tube, like a habit trail system, like all the way around.
Yeah, just like
Yeah,
that. That'd be
that'd be
so
cool.
neat.
Well,
I
you
mean,
should do that.
it might drive you a little crazy, but
I was thinking more like,
I think that would be pretty neat though.
yeah, it would be, but I was thinking more like, having water mixed into your drywall and like the walls and stuff. It sounds like mold would probably happen, maybe.
No, it's got to be inside glass.
Well, inside glass, well, what if the glass leaks?
Well, that's why
Yeah.
you don't want to put it in a wall. You want to make it your wall.
Okay.
So it's just glass walls in
Hmm.
like this big maze-like tank.
Right.
They can swim all over. So if you're in the kitchen one day and you're cooking, they can swim over and say
Mhm.
hi.
I mean, I like the sound of it. It
I like
seems
it.
like
I
pretty
think it would be
aggressive
peaceful.
living
Wouldn't
in
it
a
be
glass
peaceful?
house. Totally. Unless you're trying to sleep and it's just like bright blue the whole time.
Well, then you just have your bedroom area,
Separate. Yeah,
just separate. You know,
that's fair.
I
Totally
kind of
fair.
like that.
I like it. Okay, you should invent that. All right. So these guys, they eat insects, worms, snails, shrimp, and larvae, even though they're like so small. So they're eating, things probably the same size as them. The name
Yeah,
of their young. Okay, so I know you guys were talking about this one day, like what's, like a group of crows is a murder and a group, whatever,
right,
flocks and
right.
whatever. Theirs is just called a group of puffers. But the name of their young are called fry. The pea puffer fry, like French fry.
Huh.
Adorable.
I kind of like that.
I know, the fry.
The little fry.
You'll enjoy this. It says that their temperament is aggressive and territorial. I can't even picture that.
What?
I literally can't even picture that.
That little guy with the smile right there
Yeah.
is
Aggressive.
territorial.
Yeah. And aggressive, yes.
Wow, who
I
is he
know.
bullying out there?
I don't know, because it says like their biggest threat are humans. So maybe he's a dink to humans. I don't know.
Are they carnivores?
Well, I guess if they're eating shrimps and worms.
Maybe there is a future horror movie coming.
Mm-hmm. It
They
says that they're
they're not
aggressive and
as what they
territorial
look.
towards other fish. So I guess to protect themselves, it's like small dog thing, right? They say Chihuahuas and Yorkies and stuff are jerks because they're so small.
So it's
I
not
don't
very
find
nice.
that to be the case, and it also says, I'll give you the last fact here and then we can move on to our next topic, but they're easy to distinguish between male and female because the males have a wrinkly blue ring around their eyes and a stripe along their body. So I don't know. I can't really tell if these must be females then.
I don't see any blue.
I don't either. Anyway, I just thought they were super cute and
Yeah.
a puff piece.
Neat.
Haha, a
I
pea
like
puff
that you can
piece.
put them in a tank. Has to be a big
I love
mansion like tank, but
that. Yeah, exactly. You got to be loaded to have one fish, but I don't know. It's worth it. If anyone is a fish uh, connoisseur, no, connoisseur seems like you eat it. A fish monger, someone who owns a lot of fancy fish. I
fishmonger,
don't know. It's not right either. A fish owner. I don't know. What's the word for it?
aficionado.
Yes, aficionado.
Ah, aficionado.
I love that.
Aficionado.
That's perfect. If you are an aficionado and you've ever had experience with the pea puffer, let us know. I'm interested.
That
Anyways,
was funny.
just a silly puff piece, but whatever. Let's go on to your topic, music, new music. I enjoy this.
Oh, you're gonna love this topic today, Becky. I got this especially for you.
Perfect.
So Will Smith has a new album coming.
Millennium.
No, not Millennium. That would be a good name though for it.
That was his album
It
in
is called
1999.
Based on a True Story, hence the title. True story today.
Okay.
Based on a true story. So I'm guessing these songs are probably going to be about him.
Oh gosh, is this going to be how his wife bangs it out with other guys and he
I don't
watches?
know.
Oh
I don't
no.
know, but so this is going to be a 14 track album, his first in 20 years or so.
Wow.
The tracks are all named after episodes.
Of
So,
the-
like episode 2, You Looking for Me.
Okay.
So, I don't know if it's going to be if these are going to be like self stories in his songs.
Right. It's like
I'm guessing he's
autobiographical here.
yeah, I'm guessing he's trying to
Hmm.
make amends with the public that basically canceled him after the slap.
Well, not even just the slap after he was like a huge
Yeah,
cuck. Is that the right word?
yeah,
Like he
yeah,
just completely let his wife emasculate him on her public podcast.
yeah. There's been
Uh,
a lot of things, right?
yeah,
A
and like
lot.
the stuff that his daughter was talking about and the way his son acts, it's just like you were the man of the house, like step up and lay down the boundaries here. Like how embarrassing for you. And then that slap just was
Yeah,
like the icing on the cake.
yeah, and you look at some of the things that he's done.
Mhm.
Um, he's had to go back and do sequels in order to try to get back into that public eye, right?
Right. Yes.
And but he's got this new album coming out March 28th. It'll feature episode 13, Work of Art,
Mm.
featuring Jaden Smith.
Oh, his son. Great. Great. He's the
And
worst.
this, Hard Times is one of the songs. Bulletproof.
Interesting.
I'm looking at those titles and I'm like, that just screams he's talking about himself.
Yes.
So
Especially like calling them episodes and things like that.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of odd that he's doing that. And well, we'll see. I mean, I used to like his music.
Right.
His last work in music industry, 2018, he did a song with Mark Anthony and Bad Bunny, Esta Rico.
Oh, okay. I
And
didn't
then
know
in
he was
2019,
Spanish.
he did the Aladdin movie,
Right.
and A Friend Like Me went platinum.
Wow.
So that was the last time he did anything with music.
Jeez. So the thing about Will Smith, super talented guy,
Yeah.
fantastic actor. Like I've loved everything this guy's done. I mean, Independence Day, you guys talk about Independence Day like
Oh,
daily on this
that
show.
is my favorite sci-fi movie,
Yeah,
and
my
it's
husband
not even
too
close to
talks
anything
about
else.
Independence Day all the time. Great actor. I mean, Fresh Prince, amazing show. He's
Everything.
funny. He's a
Like,
great
his
actor.
movies are fantastic.
Yeah. I also really liked his music. However, when
Yeah.
he was coming out with albums in that like late 90s, early 2000s kind of thing, it was like gangster rap. And so it was hard to be sort of a soft rapper in a gangster rap era.
Yeah.
This is why like Ja Rule was never cool because he was like too soft for right. Like
I like Ja
Will Smith
Rule
was
too.
just, I do too. We like soft rap, obviously, but I mean, Will Smith's pop music was kind of more cheesy than like the music of the time
Yeah.
in the late 90s.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, I appreciate, he was one of those clean rappers,
yeah, yeah,
and you can appreciate that. There is room for that, and there is a need for that.
for sure. There wasn't at the time. I mean, there was, but like society didn't think so. So I think he was sort
I
of
don't think
demonized a little
Kyle
bit.
agrees.
Trash. Yeah. I mean, it's cheese pop for sure, but it's
It
cute.
is. It is.
Um, and like I think it just goes to like who his personality, at least back then, was, coming off of Fresh Prince, he was always like uh,
Yeah.
excited and happy and, silly on that show. And I think the music just sort of more reflected that. I think probably now it'd be a little bit darker, based on these sort of life
Well, we're gonna
experiences
find
and
out,
things
right?
like that. I hope it's good. I mean, we live in such
I
a
hope it's
soft
good too.
time now. So like I feel like if ever there was a time for soft rap, it's now.
Look, I miss that. When it comes to like sci-fi and action
Mhm.
films, he was really good at it.
Mhm.
Really good at it. And he was such a likable person, and
Mhm.
then the personal life got in the way.
Yes, Kyle is right. His
Once
wife definitely brought him down 100%.
yeah,
She's like a succubus.
yeah, now it's like he can't even it doesn't even seem like he can grab a good movie anymore. Look,
Right.
I love the latest Bad Boys movie because I love that
Bad boys,
whole
yeah.
thing, but Martin stole the show in that
Mm.
movie.
I never watched it. Honestly, I was a little turned off myself after everything went down.
Yeah, so I mean, outside of that, he hasn't really done much of anything.
Right. Well, I mean, I doubt this is going to be what launches him back into like
No.
superstardom.
If anything, it
Maybe a
might
great
hurt.
movie. Yeah, people might be like, "Oh, geez," but I don't know. Like maybe he's like publicly shaming his loser wife or kids. Like I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, you never know. I can't wait. I want to see this. I wanna be able to hear the music and just, I can separate, the person and if it's actually good.
Mhm.
Um, because the next person that has a new album coming is Miley Cyrus, and
Mm.
I don't like her music, but
No. Okay.
the last album, Endless Summer
Malibu or
Vacation,
whatever. Yeah.
right?
Okay.
With Flowers. Flowers was a really good song, and she won a
Mhm.
Grammy for that.
Well.
Actually, she won 2 Grammys, one for Best Pop Solo Act, and for Record of the Year. I don't like that music per
Right.
se, but
Mhm.
it was her best song she's ever made by far,
Mm. I
by
still love
far.
Wrecking Ball. I love it.
But I mean, it was good. It was actual music
Right.
that put a lot of talent into it, and so if she's going to
Very
do stuff
talented.
like that, that's a little more respectable.
Yes. Interesting. I mean, she's also like a super, super talent, had a public whatever falling out
Again, bad
between
family
them.
life, right?
It's just
I mean,
it.
your father is Billy Ray Cyrus. I mean, you just look at the family life, and then you know a lot. And
I mean,
it's
here's
no
the thing,
different than
like,
growing up like Britney Spears.
well, what's the common denominator that you put these kids into
Yeah,
the limelight? Kids can't handle it. My kid can barely handle going to school every day. The drama
exactly,
of grade 9 in a small town, like
exactly.
so, throw superstardom and photo shoots and paparazzis and
Yeah,
award shows and concerts and things like that. Like, how is a child supposed to handle that? No wonder they go crazy. Literally, there's only so many drugs in the world that they can do to
yeah,
deal with what they're
yeah.
going through. And then they snap, and they all do. Look at every like child star. They all kind of snap at some point.
Pretty much. Pretty much. Oh, wait for the musical version
Musical version of what?
I'm guessing Will Smith.
I don't get it. Isn't his CD the musical version?
Well, that's I don't.
Hugo, clarification,
Hugo's
please.
off his game today.
Yeah, Hugo, where you been? You've commented like 4 times.
He's making those tacos.
Oh gosh, I love tacos. I love them so much. I love all Mexican food. That sounds awesome. It's definitely something I'm gonna miss on carnivore for a little while. Breads.
What? You can't have.
No, it's just meat.
So you can't have the shell?
Mm-mm. Definitely not. Here's the thing, Ron. Like my body responds very poorly to most foods. I do very well on meat. And so even
you
vegetables,
make the
I'll eat
taco shell
vegetables
out
nice
of like
well.
beef.
It's just like a thin slice of beef, filled it with
Yeah.
beef, and then eat it. Yeah, beef on
A
beef.
slice of ham or something like that.
Sounds okay, actually. I don't know, cheese, I suppose, but I'm trying not to eat dairy either because dairy really messes with me.
Oh
So
well,
like,
you don't have a taco if you don't have cheese on it.
I know. I'm very reactive to dairy though. So
See, now I want to get some. Now I need some tacos today.
yeah, literally. Thanks a lot,
It's
Hugo,
Taco
for
Wednesday.
existing. We have naked burritos, no shell, and make it out of cheese. Okay, I like the sound of that. Like a
Wait,
cheese shell.
then it's not if it okay. You can't have a burrito if it's not in the actual burrito.
Yeah,
It's
okay,
not
I
a burrito if
appreciate
you
that.
don't have the actual burrito.
You're right. But like a burrito bowl, I do like a burrito bowl that has like beans and lettuce and cheese and meats and all the sauces and things like that.
That's just
I'm
a
not a
bowl
rice
with that
fan,
stuff. It's not a bowl.
but it's
not
like the filling. It's like a deconstructed burrito.
He's doing computer work.
Okay, that's fine.
Like
all right, well, fixing computers, did you say? Anyways, let's get into this one here because, otherwise we're not going to get through the show today. And I assume you have got a top 5 for me also.
Oh, yes. I got a top 5.
Yeah. All right. So I came across an article talking about different movies that have the same plot. Now, I haven't gone through them all. You know how I do with my lists here because I like to be surprised as you. I went through a couple and I was like, oh, yeah, you're kind of right. So the first one on the list is It's a Wonderful Life and
James
Click.
Stewart.
Yeah, and Click.
And Click? Wow, I never put those
Think
two
about
together,
it. Think about it. Both movies They focus on an aspiring architect who meets a supernatural being, gets an opportunity to see crucial moments of his life from an outside perspective. It says that It's a Wonderful Life shows the positive impact that George Bailey made. Click does the opposite, showing Adam Sandler's character how much better off they would be without him. Interesting. It's a Wonderful Life had 94% critical reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, while Click only had 34%. I actually loved Click. I thought it was a great movie. I cry every time.
And the ending, oh my God.
Oh my gosh, I know.
Adam Sandler deserved recognition for that.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's kind of the same plot, hey? Now that you think about it?
It is the same plot.
Yeah, yeah.
It is the same plot.
Here's another one that you will, I don't know if you'll appreciate or you'll hate because you love this movie, but Forrest Gump.
Oh, no.
And The Curious Case of Benjamin Button.
Oh, okay. I can see that, but
says,
I didn't like Benjamin Button.
No, it was weird. Weird movie.
I didn't like it.
It says 2 films about men born into unusual circumstances, chronicling their life and times in a similar fashion. They're both adapted from their respective source material by the same screenwriter. It says Forrest Gump follows a man with an intellectual disability.
Same writer? Absolutely is the same movie.
Yeah. Benjamin Button follows a man born old and ages backwards, both of whom end up being a part of great historical moments. Both films chart the lives of men who are different from others, who have a lovesick romance with a woman from their childhood. They even share themes of personal freedom. So, I mean, that one I think is a little bit more of a stretch.
Was it Brad Pitt?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. And it's like he's a pretty decent actor, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
he's not
Yeah.
terrible. Loved him in Babel,
Yeah.
um, but he's not Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks is a better actor.
Oof.
I think he is.
I will agree Tom Hanks is a good actor. I don't like him as a person. Okay, here's another one.
Don't like him as a person. What did
Oh,
he
look,
do?
he's Hollywood. I don't like anyone.
Jenny.
Yeah, exactly.
Jenny.
So here's another one. Gremlins and Transformers.
Wait, no, come on, really?
It says, I mean, it seems like they're on the opposite end, but they actually are pretty similar. So, someone who's a YouTuber made this persuasive argument that Gremlins and Transformers are actually the same film, and listed a dozen points about why. So, they include similar plot details, like an old man discovering an alien creature, lead characters with similar family structures, each lead character receiving an alien instead of the car he expected. Behind the scenes as well, both feature cameos from their directors. Both were executive produced by Steven Spielberg.
Oh, see, there's the common denominator. It is the same movie.
Yeah.
They just put a twist on it. So see, that's the thing. Most movies today, there's nothing original, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're taking things from the past and they're
Right.
rehashing them.
Right.
But instead of making it, a ghost, it's now something else, and
Mm-hmm.
and they just keep doing that. They just keep changing the character's name, the setting,
Right.
the whole background, but they're keeping all the other stuff the same,
Right.
the basics.
It's literally the same. How
Wow.
about I do 3 more and then I'll save the other half because I actually just scrolled through really quick and there's a lot of really good
Yeah.
ones here and I don't want to not
No, don't, Hugo, don't do it.
ruin.
Do
No.
not ruin Lord of the Rings on me.
Star Wars Lord of the Rings. I mean,
Well, Lord of the Rings was written a long time ago.
any sort of adventure movie kind of has the same plot anyways. There's like a
Yeah.
great galactic battle that we need to fight to save humanity. I mean, okay, let's go with this one. Iron Man and Doctor Strange.
That yeah,
I mean,
well,
they're in the same
yes.
universe, obviously.
Yes.
Uh, it says Tony Stark actually becomes Doctor Strange in the comic books. I didn't know that because I don't read comic books. But they have drawn more comparisons. It says two wealthy, arrogant men with debilitating injuries seek out unorthodox treatments, end up utilizing their genius to become superheroes. Basically, Doctor Strange is just a rebooted Iron Man, is what they're saying.
Yeah.
Although they super fans are arguing one main difference, and that is that Stephen Strange has never gotten the due he deserves and has been relegated to more of a plot device than a key player in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I don't know. I feel like he had his time to shine there.
He had a movie.
He had two
2 of
movies,
them.
I think. I didn't like
I
them.
didn't
I
see
turned them
either
off.
of them either.
I turned them off. I didn't like them. All right. I mean, that one seemed like a bit of a stretch. I mean, it's coming from the same
Not much of
universe,
a
the
stretch.
same
No, it's
writer.
pretty much the same.
I suppose, but like, look at any superhero. I mean, minus like
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
they're
I don't
all
know.
pretty much the same.
Yeah, kind of. It's usually like some rich, young 30s white guy. It's kind of
Yeah.
it. Yeah, exactly. All right. How about The Fugitive and Minority Report?
Oh, yeah, they totally ripped off Fugitive.
So I haven't seen either of them. So I'm not
I
really the
saw
best
both.
one to say yes.
Loved The
Uh,
Fugitive, hated Minority Report.
oh, you did. Minority
I
Report's
did.
Tom
I didn't
Cruise,
like it.
correct?
I'm not a huge fan. Like some of his movies, I'm
Mhm.
not a
I
fan of
think he's a
Tom
great
Cruise though.
actor,
I
but
think
he's
he's
also
way
weird.
overrated.
Yeah, that's fair. We were watching Family Guy yesterday with tiny Tom Cruise, and he's like a baby-sized human. Hilarious. All right.
He is small too.
He is small, yes. So it's saying that both films were led by an action star who's on the run from the law. What else? Both main characters are framed for crimes they didn't commit, spotted on subways by riders who saw them in newspapers, discover they were ultimately set up by colleagues, change their appearance in order to hide.
Mhm.
So, I mean, again, pretty similar. You're just like same poop, different pile.
Yeah.
Is that the
Fugitive, though,
expression?
that was
It's
a
good,
great
eh?
movie. Oh, I
Yeah.
loved The Fugitive.
Mm,
Harrison Ford was awesome, like he is in most things,
yeah. But I mean, like
especially
they
Falcon
also
America.
that that's fair. They change their appearance though. Like Harrison Ford has his eyes or dyes his hair, and then Tom Cruise has his eyes replaced. So kind of a similar plot for sure.
Yeah, they just made the same movie, they just put a sci-fi twist on it.
Yeah, exactly. All right, and this is the last one I'll do for today, and then I'll do the next one next time we're together. The Prince of Egypt, great movie, and Thor. I know, seems like a stretch, right? So, I mean, the Prince of Egypt is talking about the book of Exodus from the Bible, right? It says that both stories center on brothers from noble families at odds with one another over their claims to the throne. Mm. It says, what else? That they say that the Thor character was directly inspired by the Prince of Egypt. Thor
Yeah.
seemingly has some biblical beginnings. I don't know
Well,
what
it's
that
all
means.
in that ancient Greek and
Right.
mythology. It's all tied in, right?
Yeah. Ancient times, rich family, which is the right brother who's the heir to the throne.
Yeah.
One's evil, one's good. So, I mean, I can see it. I can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thor, you know, they had perfect cast. They had a pretty bad. What was the one where? Oh God, not Ragnarok. What came after Ragnarok? Whatever that movie was.
I
I think it
haven't
was
seen any of them.
Thor. Love and Thunder. Oh my God, that was so bad.
Love and Thunder.
So bad.
It sounds bad.
It was ridiculous. It ruined the whole story for me. It
Oh,
ruined
really?
everything.
Oh, no.
That movie ruined the first few movies for me.
No way.
That's how bad the movie was. It was ridiculous. It was so silly and like cheesy and
I've seen the first Thor and I liked it. I've seen the first Captain
first Thor is
America and I
okay.
liked it. The first couple Spider-Man. I don't really watch a lot of Marvel movies, obviously.
Yeah.
Watched Doctor Strange, turned it off. I think I've seen Iron Man. All kind of the first ones when they were new, and now that we're like 75 deep. I don't know. Just doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, it's just I'm so sick of the reboots and stuff like that. I'm just so
Yes,
uh,
I
and they
agree.
always want to toy with it, right? So, oh, we're gonna get so good. We're gonna go younger. We're gonna get these just young cast. So, and then it's really bad. As soon as they announce that they're gonna do a younger cast, that's it. It's over.
We're gonna change the role. He's not even white anymore. Just kidding. I just wanted to get you all stressed out
No,
about
it was
it.
true though. I
No,
mean,
I
look,
don't care
Captain
about that.
Marvel was not female.
Oh, what? Now she's female?
Captain Marvel, the original
Interesting.
comics, was not female.
I didn't know that.
Then in the comics, they introduced Miss Marvel.
Right.
And now all of a sudden, nowadays, it's got to be Captain Marvel is a female, which
Listen,
is
Stan
just
Lee is probably rolling around in his grave listening to this.
look. And I have no problem seeing a superhero that's female. That's not the problem.
Right. Yeah, no.
But just create one. Why don't you just create a role
They
for these
can't.
people and make a movie based on
Yeah.
that?
Right. They should. Yes. Do they?
Like,
No,
I don't
because there's
need to
no
see
original thoughts.
Matlock,
I actually
you
liked that.
know, with
Uh,
look, I think she's a great actress, right?
I
Great
liked the
actress.
show. I thought it was cute, but that's like my
It's
kind of
probably a
easy
good
watching.
show,
Yeah.
but I don't want recast totally different, gender or whatever.
Yes.
I don't want to see that.
Yes.
I don't want to see it. Like
It
Equalizer, can't. I keep bringing that up. I saw that one scene, and that was enough for me when Queen Latifah jumps out of a second-story building
Oh no.
and then chases down some pretty fit dude. Chases him down.
Yeah, Queen Latifah's
How?
not
There's no
chasing it.
way in
No.
hell it's happening.
She's not chasing anyone down. She's not a cardio star.
And I love Queen Latifah too, but
I know you do.
come on. Make it real.
Make it real, realistic. Most of us are all
You just set me off with that now.
super
You set me
shape,
off.
right? This is like a show of just some of these topics. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah. It's frustrating to see it's like when they did Ghostbusters and put all the women are funny. That movie was horrible. It was awful.
I never watched it. I did watch the other ones, the new ones with Paul Rudd. They were good.
They're great. They're fantastic. I love them.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's go to your top 5 here. Let's see if we can continue with the or if it'll actually be like a happy ending.
So St. Joseph's Day, right?
Okay. That's what
Martin
was
top
saying,
5
right?
is best Joe, Joey, or Joseph's.
Okay, interesting. I wondered why Martin said happy San Giuseppe. I had no idea what that meant.
Yeah, I don't know what Giuseppe is. To me, that sounds like, something totally different. I don't know.
Maybe
but
it is.
I'm doing this for St. Joseph's Day.
Oh, okay.
So there's lots of Joes, right?
Happy Father's Day? In what?
Yeah, it's country? That's what Father's Day really is.
Oh, interesting.
In like Italy and Portugal and
stuff like
that. A lot of places.
Maybe that's what they mean by Giuseppe's.
So there's a lot of athletes, especially like JoJo White, Joe Burrow, Joe Mazzulla, Joe Thornton, Joey Bosa.
These are all sports people?
Lots of sports. Joe Namath, Joe Louis, Joey Votto.
Is Joe Louis
Pavelski.
Those little pastries?
Who?
Joe Louis. What? Joe Louis pastries. Joe Louis pastries. Is that not it?
Oh, I don't know, but that's a boxer.
Oh, okay.
There's Joe Newendike, Joey Galloway, Joe Mauer, Joe Nathan, Joe Flacco, Joe Torre, Joe Mazzulla. Lots of sports.
Yeah,
Joe
it sounds
Green.
like it. Apparently, if you're going to be an athlete, your name is Joe.
Yeah, apparently. But there's also some others like Joe Piscopo. Not on my list.
Not on your list.
Joe Keery. Isn't he the kid from Stranger Things? The teen boy that...
Maybe. Are these all back? Oh, there we go. This is what I'm talking about. Joe Louis.
Oh my God! No, we don't have that down here. I don't think.
Okay.
Not at this end.
When you said Joe Louis, I was like, oh yeah, those delicious pastries.
Okay. No, but that could be one. Also Joey Ramone from the Ramones, right?
Yeah.
Still not on my list. Joe Jonas, Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yes.
Not on my list.
Interesting.
Joe Manganiello.
Oh yeah, you should be on everyone's list.
He is not on my list.
Yeah, babe alert.
Well, there's also Joseph Stalin.
Okay, maybe not my first choice.
He didn't make my list. Joe DiMaggio, Joe Cocker, Joe Walsh, all did not make my list. Joe
Walsh didn't make a list. Interesting.
No, and like you have up there, Joey Gladstone did not make my list.
Oh, really?
Neither did Joe Dirt.
What? My wedding song, my husband picked it out. I'm like 80s, 70s, 90s buff, like all old music. My husband likes more like heavy metal. And so he picks out this song and I was like, I love this. It's so good. And then I find out after it's like the main song from Joe Dirt. And that's why he picked it. My wedding song is Joe Dirt.
It was a good movie. Joe Friday. Joe Friday from Dragnet.
Okay.
Joe West character in The Flash.
Okay.
You know, the cop.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've seen The Flash.
I have, yeah.
Do you remember Joe from Facts of Life?
No.
Joanne
No.
Polniachek?
I
Nancy
know.
McKee?
I only know who she is from Family Guy's version of her.
Yeah, so Facts of Life, not on my list.
Interesting.
And now you're wondering, well, who the heck is on your list?
Well, there's so many Joes. Like,
Right, and there's probably a ton more that I didn't
I
even
would
remember.
imagine. Yeah.
Honorable mentions: Joey Fatone.
Joey Fat One from NSYNC.
Yes, Joey Fat One. I was just gonna say it. I
Okay.
always call him Fat One.
Yeah, Fat
But
One.
he's a funny guy.
Yeah, he's not
funny.
bad. Yeah, he's cool.
I like him. Dr. Joe Harding. Who is that? That is the character Helen Hunt played in Twister.
Oh, we just watched Twister on the weekend. I didn't know her last name was Harding.
Helen Hunt.
Interesting.
So that's why it's there.
Yeah, of course. And a great movie. Iconic
I love
movie.
that movie.
So good.
Joe Perry, Aerosmith,
Yeah.
honorable mention.
Right? Okay.
Joe Montana,
Mm.
honorable mention.
Okay.
You know, Criminal Minds.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Montana. A bunch of other things, by the way, too.
Big Fat Tony from Simpsons.
Big Fat Tony from Simpsons.
The first time my husband watched Criminal Minds with me and heard that voice, because again, he's like a Simpsons freak. He was like, oh my God. He was so excited. He was hooked.
All right. My bubble, the one that almost made the list, Joseph Barbera from Hanna-Barbera.
Okay.
I love Hanna-Barbera. You know,
I do
Flintstones,
too.
the
I
whole
agree.
bit. Great cartoons. They're the best cartoons. Banana Splits. I used to watch that all the time.
Yes.
All right. So number 5 is this guy, Joe Montana. Not Joe Montana. Joe Montana.
Right.
Number 5. Number 4, Joe Pantoliano. He played the captain in Bad Boys. He was in The Fugitives. He was in The Goonies.
Interesting.
Great actor. Great character actor.
Okay.
Number 3, Joey Tribbiani. Friends.
Yes, totally.
And he only made number 3, which it was really tough doing the top 3 because they were all like right there. I don't know if you know number 2, but Joe Gatto from
Impractical Jokers.
Impractical Jokers.
Yeah,
he was my favorite on there.
So
he
good.
is hilarious.
So good.
Larry!
Yes. Such a good show.
Oh my God, that show is so funny. So funny. It's not the same without him, though.
Yeah, I agree.
Number 1, though, Joe Pesci.
Knew it. I knew it. I had it saved here.
Joe Pesci. I mean, come on. How can I not put him there?
How can you not?
He's fantastic.
He really is.
He can be funny. He can be dramatic. You know, he could be scary.
Yeah, totally. I agree.
You know, the whole bit. Home Alone. You know, My Cousin Vinny.
Yeah.
What's the oh my God, the gangster one. Oh my God, I can't
he's on
think of
Casino, is he?
Oh, Casino. He was in that as well.
Okay. Yeah.
And oh my God, the gangster one. I can't even think of the name. I can't think of it. But I mean, he's fantastic. I love Joe Pesci. I think he's awesome. So he is number 1. Unfortunately, we don't have Ira or Kenny out there.
To complain about it.
Disappointment. But how could they complain about this one? I mean,
you know who Kenny would be upset that you didn't have on your list? Joe Biden.
I didn't even mention him.
Why didn't he make your list?
Well, I generally don't put politicians in there.
Right.
I don't like politicians really at all.
Right.
I mean, there's no favorite. I mean, if you're going to have, like famous bills, he's not going to be in there. And I think I've already done that.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. Yeah.
There's not going to be a politician on my favorites list.
Totally fair.
Not
How
gonna happen.
about Joey Lawrence from Blossom?
He's on here. I didn't say his name, but he actually has a little star next to it because he was actually considered for my honorable mention.
Oh, interesting. He's okay. Like he's got a
Yeah,
podcast
no,
with his brothers.
I like him. I think he's pretty cool. You know, whoa.
Yeah. Whoa. What about
I also had in the running was Joe Dirt has a little star, and then the third one that has a star. They didn't make my honorable mentions was Crazy Joe Davola from
Crazy
Seinfeld.
Joe? Okay, I was gonna say it. Isn't that? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So like, and then Joey Lawrence's character, Joey Russo.
Right? From Blossom.
Yeah, and I have on this list Glass Joe from Punch Out, the video game.
Glass
Glass
Joe from
Joe.
Punch Out. Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. I don't know Punch Out. What about there's Joe Alwyn. He dated Taylor Swift. Nobody knows who that guy is.
Yeah, no.
What about Joe Rogan?
Just that alone eliminates you from the list.
Yeah, right. You've disqualified yourself. You dated her for like 6
Yeah,
years.
that's it. You dated her, so you got disqualified.
Yes. Joe Rogan?
He's on here as well.
Mhm.
I don't know. I think I think we have a better show than him, so I'm a little
Okay.
jealous, so I didn't put him on there.
Okay. That's fair. Joe Lo Truglio.
Oh, I've heard it. Yeah, no,
You know
I thought I
him.
had him
You
on this
know
list
him.
somewhere.
You definitely know him. He is from
Oh, I
Superbad
know.
and Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah, yeah,
Hilarious.
yeah.
Super funny.
And it's like, I think that was the name I was looking at when I had to go get some water. So I just kind of left it there, and then it must have moved up. So I kind of skipped over him. I
That's
think
fair.
that there was like 2 or 3 people that it skipped over when
That
I
it skipped
moved again.
over. That makes sense. Because this guy's
But I
pretty
know,
funny.
yeah, he should have been mentioned on the list.
Yeah,
So.
he is at least an honorable mention. What about Joey King, female Joey? You know Joey King, don't you?
I don't know. Probably not by
Okay,
name.
she played what was that show? It was about Gypsy Rose. You know Gypsy Rose? You guys talked about it the one day. Maybe you don't know. Hold on. She's a famous actress. She's a female. Again, her name's Joey. Here, I'll change it up here so you can see. Oh, it's only her chest. Okay, never mind. Ignore.
No, I haven't seen her chest before, so.
Dang it. I got to do one of her face. Hopefully this one. So she had to shave her hair off for the Gypsy Rose movie. So this is her hair
Joey
growing
King is
back.
good.
Like there's half her face. I don't know why it's not showing her
Okay.
face. Joey King.
I know who she is.
Yeah, she is good.
Just
She's a
didn't
very
know
good
her by
actress.
name.
Yeah. And then also you watch Stranger Things?
Yes, isn't that Joey Keery?
Yes. Did you say his name?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
didn't
wasn't
hear
sure
that.
if it was him or not.
Yeah.
So he would definitely have been on my honorable mention.
Right. Did you say Joe Frazier? I don't remember you saying that one.
Yeah, Joe Frazier I did.
Oh, you
Oh,
did?
wait,
Okay.
maybe I didn't because, like, there's so many athletes, I didn't want to name everybody.
That's fair. Yeah, no, that's a good list. I like that Joey Fat one was on there. I like that Joe Gatto was on there.
Joe Gatto, my boy.
Yeah, that's a good list. Joe Pesci obviously takes the cake. Famous Joes.
Yeah, between the star power and just the variety of things,
Yes.
get Shorty.
Oh, get Shorty.
Just a variety of things that he can do. Like when you go from, like, say those gangster movies like Casino and Get Shorty, and you go from that and you do Home Alone.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's talent right there.
Yes, I agree.
And you do both tremendously
Perfectly.
well.
Totally.
Like, nailing it.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, he deserves that top spot for sure.
Absolutely.
Just looking at Hugo's comments here, Joe Biden is a fake, doesn't exist. Love that. Ding dongs from Hostess. Yes, Joe Lewis are like ding dongs. Exactly. Hilarious. So,
Some of our fans are ding dongs.
Hugo's a ding dong, but we love him.
And we still have not seen Danny.
Yeah, where's Danny? Did his
Danny's been
Lakers lose?
gone
Is that why?
basically since I laid into him on the NBA show about the Lakers.
Danny, come back. You can't, Ron, you can't ostracize the fans.
I gotta tell it like it is, you know?
I had a good laugh. Like my in-laws put on the Lakers and Celtics game, what, 2 weeks ago, last week, whatever it was. And I had a good laugh. I'm like, oh, somewhere there's Danny and Ron arguing it out over this one.
Yeah, and I was right too, by the way. Sad
Hmm.
about Luca. What's sad about Luca?
Who's Luca?
Luka Doncic.
Is that a basketball person?
He's a basketball player that got traded from Dallas to the Lakers.
Oh, okay.
And now he's a crybaby flopper, just like his boy
Flopper.
LeBron.
LeBron.
LaFlop.
LaFlop.
All
Okay,
right.
well, we're significantly over time.
This
Tomorrow, come
is
back.
officially the longest show we've had, I think.
Yeah, it's okay. Come back tomorrow. It'll be me and Kenny Boy. I don't know
Will he
what
put
we're
these back?
talking about yet. I haven't even thought about it, but
He's got stories, that's for sure.
oh well, Kenny's got some stories. We'll see.
I think
how
he's
they
coming
are.
after me tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Can't wait.
I think he's coming after me tomorrow.
Can't wait. I wanted to do quickly just like something about Vegas. You know, obviously the Tesla's exploding wasn't it. I went onto my trusty calendar here, my daily calendar. On this day, March 19th, in 1931, Governor Fred B. Balser signs the bill legalizing gambling in Nevada.
Oh, so he's the guy.
He's the guy, 1931, so almost
Fred
100
B.
years.
Balser?
Fred B. Balser. Yeah,
Wow, what a name.
I know. Fred Balser. Anyways,
Yeah, but
thanks to
he
him.
B. Balser.
B. Balser, that's right. Thanks to him, Nevada is now what it is,
Oh,
a
my.
cesspool.
Yeah. Yeah. It was all run by gangsters, too.
Totally. So awesome. Okay, well, join us tomorrow. Thanks for being here, everybody. And we will see you, back with me and Kenny.
All right. Take care, everybody.
Bye.